Guys, we just got done with day 1 of CQ and we were doing CPR. Like, look at how crazy and wild my hair looks because it was intense. So let's go to the hotel. Well, we have made it to the room and I'm quickly gonna do a little tour. We have been here before. This is the bathroom, closet right here, and this is my bedroom. Nothing too fancy. And day 2 of Recurrent, and it's also go home day. Really quickly, I wanted to jump in here and talk to you guys about Recurrent because I know that my video was just straight into it. So as soon as you come into training, if you are lucky enough to come in early, you do get straight to doing drills on doors. So you check in and you do get this little paper here that lists the aircrafts are free to go and start doing your drills, because what we do for drills is they have mock airplanes, and then we go to each one that we are qualified and we have to operate it in a normal mode, meaning it's a regular day in the neighborhood, and we have to close up, we have to open them up. Nothing too fancy. And then we do have to go through our emergency evacuations because, again, like I said, I know you guys think that we just pour drinks. However, in case of an emergency, if this airplane is going to the ground, if something bad is going on, if there's a fire, if, you know, there's a decompression, we are your first responders, believe it or not. And I know that sometimes, like, people are like, whatever, but you don't know it until it happens to you. So with that being said, we do have to run through our emergency evacuations, whether it be on land or on water, because yes, if you guys have not checked the news or anything, airplanes could potentially crash, fall, land on water. And that's something that we also have to get trained on. So you do that, you do your operations. First day is voluntary and you could just use it as practice. And if you don't pass it, it's not a big deal. No one uses it against you. You just move on to day 2 and you do them. If you do end up passing it successfully, they just check you off, and that's one less store that you have to do on day 2. Because yesterday was day 1. We obviously had the chance to do these if you wanted to, and then we went over medical scenarios because guess what? I mean, we do page for a doctor, but we are the ones technically like first responding to you. So we run through medical scenarios. We run through like I said, your ditching scenarios and evacuations and everything. That's pretty much what we encountered yesterday. And then we also did do like our CPR and ran through like what kind of oxygen and stuff we have on the plane. Day 2 is all about doors and self-defense. And I believe we actually do go into our ditching raft, the raft that we use on the water. With that being said, the only time you actually go into water like during training is your initial training, and that is like you actually are in a swimming pool. Granted, it's not the ocean or anything, but you are in a swimming pool. You do actually have to swim and get on, and we run the drill of like getting everybody to safety in there. And then got a chance to do 3 of my doors. So being in Phoenix, and this is something that goes right across the board, like not everybody is qualified on the same airplane, especially being in Phoenix. We don't do a lot of international. So in Phoenix, we would typically be qualified on the Boeing 757, Boeing 737 now, and your Airbuses, which is 319, 320, 321, and I believe the 321NX should be across the board in Phoenix. I was hired a little bit after the America West and US Airways merger, so I was qualified on the Boeing 767 as well. And when I first started initial training, when I would go through training, I would be the only one doing my Boeing 767 aircraft, and everybody would be like, what is that? Or like, we want to see it. So yeah, that's what I mean. Not everybody is. I also got qualified on the Airbus A330, which not everyone in Phoenix is qualified on. And I did that because we do use that in our Hawaii routes on, I believe, just Honolulu. So, and then we have welcome since last year, London from Phoenix. And I'm not senior enough to hold it on a regular basis, but I did get qualified on the 777 because I could get it on reserve, so you just never know, and that is why I'm qualified on all those aircraft. So Boeing 737, 757, 767, 777, 319, 320, 321, 321NX, A330. We do have the E190, but I am not qualified on that one because that was either if we went to Philly or Charlotte when we first started, and I'm not qualified. And then we do have the 787, but again, I am not qualified because I do not do international flights. If I were to transfer in the future, I would be doing that. And again, they just sign off on the things that you've been doing, so you don't have to do them again or as you're going. And then when you are finally done, you just check in at the front desk and they review to make sure that you've done all your qualifications, and then you're free to go. So with that being said, I know this is pretty much a lot of information, talking fast, but it's time to go to day 2. So let's go. I'm done. My hair's a mess. Isn't it always though? So I was listed on a later flight that didn't leave till 6:30, but since I got done early, I ended up going to the gate. And if you have a confirmed seat, you could list yourself on the next list. If there's seats available, they'll give them to you, and if not, you'll go on top of standbys, which is what I did. And so I got 8:50 now. Instead of getting home at 8:15, I'm getting home at 5. So that is a little perk. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.